This may look like a delicate glass blown ornament, but guess what? It's resin, and I'm going to show you how I made these. I am sure you have all seen these gorgeous hand-blown glass ornaments. They're so classy, they're so elegant and expensive. Today, we are going to be attempting to make these, and when Let's Resin sent me their new heat gun, this was just the project. And I'm overly excited for this one because it's our first holiday themed video of this year. I'm already feeling festive. Let's do it. Okay, so let me quickly go through what we're doing. We are making Christmas bubbles, and these are the ones that kind of have like a flat side situation rather than the entirely round ones, and I feel like these are going to be easier to work with rather than the sphere ones. So I've taken off the lid, and I need to kind of fashion something to kind of place these on so we can pour on them, and we want to do a celly moment, and like I said, I'm excited, so let's get mixing. Things just keep getting weird on my channel. So as you can see, I have engineered these hangers with some expanding foam. Why? Because I need to be able to put these in like that so that I can pour on them. And I tried a bunch of things. I tried these, which are basically paint rollers, and these didn't work because they were not long enough. And then I also tried my drill. I mean, it works, except it's not bottom heavy. So if your drill is bottom heavy, you might not have to do this. I mean, sometimes you just gotta think out of the box. Like for example, if the box is here, then I'm thinking way over here. That's how outside the box you have to be.
What is she talking about?
But I think we're ready finally to mix up some resin. So I've taped these on the hangers just to secure them so that they don't slip while I resin these, and the resin is mixed up and ready to go. I have picked 4 colors for this first one. Now, if you want to create cells like these, you always want to start with a mica base. I'm going for a festive greeny vibe here, so I'm going for a green mica that you want to cover the bauble entirely with. Once that's down, I'm going in with a splash of sage, a drizzle of gold, because honestly everything looks better with a bit of gold. And finally, I will finish off with some white pigment paste, which is the magic ingredient, literally what makes all of those beautiful cells. Once everything's down, time to hit this with some heat. This is where my new heat gun comes in. Now, I'm not going to give you my full thoughts on the heat gun just yet until I finish this entire project, but look at those cells instantly popping up. These are looking absolutely stunning. Now, you could totally have these as they are and they're already looking great, but we don't have a lot of gold, so I'm going to re-pour on these, which is something that you can absolutely do if you're not happy with the first layer. We're just going to follow the same steps, and I'm just going in with a bit more gold this time. We're going to hit it again, and now I am insanely in love with how these look. Stunning. Oh, and if I didn't mention earlier, I have got drip trays underneath because honestly, I feel like it should be a crime to waste resin. So always have something to catch the drips and pour any extra resin into, because any bonus creations are always welcome. So now that you somewhat get the idea what we're doing here, we're just gonna have fun and make a bunch more of these. For this one, I'm going for greens again. The reason I'm not going for a red Christmassy vibe is because I feel like the red is going to end up looking pink, because the white always makes the colors lighter. Not that I have anything against pink. If that's your vibe, totally do it. The changes that I made with this one is that I've gone for a darker green paste, and also instead of the gold, I've gone for like a chameleon flake situation. So we'll see how that does. And while I'm pouring this, I want to take a moment and thank Vagabond Adventures. Thank you so much for liking and subbing to my channel. Your support means the world to me. Thank you so much. And once again, I just love to watch those cells pop. We're going to leave these to cure, and for our next one, we're moving away from the festive vibe into a more sunset pour. I'm going with a pink mica base, a little bit of orange, and obviously some white because we need some white. I also want to show you how you can get slightly different cells. So if you want longer stretched out cells instead of the round ones, just change the angles of these, like just twist them and turn them around and you'll get some more elongated effects. And honestly, I'm here for both the looks. Now, if you're wondering about the bottom and those drips, here's a tip for you. you. Once the resin has stopped dripping and mostly cured but not quite, spray a bit of isopropyl alcohol on a gloved hand and you'll be able to just smooth those drips right out. You won't need to sand, you won't need to do any top coats. That is it. So thank me later. Okay, this is probably our last set, and for this one I wanted to experiment again, so I have gone for a chameleon pigment. And honestly, I'm not sure if we're going to get cells with a chameleon, but we're going to try and we're going to see what happens because we're all experimenting here. Okay, so while those were curing, remember the ones that we poured with the chameleon flakes? I love these, but I feel like you can see the flakes, but it could definitely do with some more pinky moments. So here's what I'm doing. I've mixed up some of those flakes into a gloss top coat. You know, the kind that you use to seal eco resins with? Just mixed it into a mixture, and I'm pouring this into the bubble directly and just spreading it around so that it coats some of the areas, and that way we get some gorgeous chameleon pink vibe peeking through these once this dries. And for these one, which we use the chameleon pigments all together for the pour, as I suspected, we don't have too many cells, although it's still looking gorgeous, but I decided to sprinkle a few flakes over them just to give them a little bit of a sparkle. Time to finish these off, and since I went with a more gold vibe here, I'm spray painting the lids gold as well because silver would just clash at this point. So gold it is. While the spray paint dries, it's time for Sky's appearance because he is the official mascot of this channel. Leave him some treats in the comments, he always loves that. And he's here to remind you to like, comment and sub. Now back to these. If you've still got a little bit of resin on the neck where the tape was, do not stress. Once these lids go on, you won't even see it. So nothing to worry about at all. Okay, so now that I've had a chance to actually use this heat gun, I'm in a better place to talk about it. This is the heat gun that I've been using to date, and as you can see, it's a big industrial one. If you have a smaller working space and storage and size is an issue for you, this one is a lot sleeker. This one is way big. The other thing I've noticed is that this one, because it's an industrial one, it's way too powerful for resin. Like this one, even though it has two settings, I feel like is obviously more suited to working with resin. This one can easily scorch your resin. The other thing I like with the design is that it comes with these silicone heads, which helps because as you can see, this one is entirely covered with resin and there's no way that's coming off. Whereas with this one, if you get any splashes, it's silicone, comes right off. But there's no way I'm approving a heat gun without actually making ocean waves, because that's primarily why I most definitely need a heat gun. So that is the bonus project I mentioned. Let's see how this does. So I had this old candle holder project from ages ago that I didn't really like, and I hate throwing away resin pieces just because honestly you can almost always pour over them again. So I've literally just spray painted it gold and then went in with some clear, and I've used the usual technique that they use for ocean waves, some transparent and some transparent blues, a lighter one, a darker one, and obviously some white pigment paste. Then I've got my heat gun out and instantly we have waves. Now I did mess up that one section, but that was totally an operator error and nothing that a little extra white resin can't fix. But honestly, that went really well. Now I'm going in with a second wave, and this time I'm using this nozzle attachment that comes with a heat gun, and the first wave was without it. So I want to see how this goes. And once again, it's worked beautifully. I mean, you can see all of those cells forming, and that is exactly what we want. I was loving how this looked so much that I went in for a third wave. You don't have to, but of course I could not resist. If you want a step-by-step tutorial on making ocean waves and ocean pieces, I have these in my channel. In fact, I have a bioluminescent ocean wave project that I did a while ago, which even though YouTube didn't think was good enough to push, I am absolutely obsessed with it. So maybe check that one out. Okay, so the heat gun is officially approved, and a huge thank you to Let's Resin for sending me this and sponsoring today's video. Back to our not so glass blown resin ornaments. I absolutely absolutely love how these turned out. And like I mentioned, if you follow that little isopurple trick, the bottoms turn out perfect and you have nothing to worry about. I honestly cannot pick a favorite. They're all so different and unique in their own way. I feel like I am a little drawn to the sunset one, just loving that vibe, but leave me a comment, let me know which one is your favorite. And also, if you give this a go, do tag me because I cannot wait to see you try this and I will be there to cheer you on. I hope this video has inspired you and I shall see you in the next one. Bye. If you've enjoyed this video, YouTube thinks you will like these too, so go check them out.